Hi, Chris. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucor Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me today for some analysis, so here we go. You have a great looking website, by the way. It is very interactive. It shows all the service areas. I like it very much. It's very inviting, very homey. I'm going to concentrate on your roofing today for the purposes of this. It will make no difference because it will apply to the heating, the cooling, the plumbing, all the things that you do. But most people don't look for a heating, plumbing, cooling, roofing all in one shot. So I'm gonna concentrate on the roofing. Now, the first thing I do when I analyze a website is look at it, which is beautiful. And the beauty of it is great because it's sort of like a beautiful car. You know, if you pull up, you're going to say, hey, hop in. Somebody's going to go, oh, yeah, okay. And it's the same with your website. It's a beautiful website. You're going to say hop in. You have all sorts of places for people to click and to go into your website. That's great. I'm interested in the interior of your website, the thing that actually is inside of there that will cause people to come to your site or not come to your site. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean. Now, you have things in your website right now that are being utilized by all sorts of exterior sites. We'll get to that. The first thing that I do is I go and I look at this paid tool that I have, and this shows me the metrics of your site, how your site has been performing. Now, the next thing I do is I go and I type in in this case, Cincinnati Roofer, and I see what those results are. And this is an opportunity for me to explain to you a little bit about what I was just referring to. Google has an algorithm that decides the order of everything on its search result pages. So, for instance, up here at the top, they have what they call sponsored. Sponsored means that somebody paid to be there. Some people look at that a little dubiously, like, why did you have to pay to be in a list that's from best to worst? But that's not what Google is at all. Google is a company that has developed an algorithm that they think provides their search customers with the most relevant results. Now, for you and I, in the case of, say, a roofer, that might be a person who has a good work ethic and uses quality materials. For Google, the most relevant result would be somebody who has a good website, according to their algorithm. Now, their algorithm is known to us. We know what the algorithm is looking for. So that's what I'm going to show you as we go along here. The next thing underneath the paid ones is what we call the map pack, because there they are attached to that map. The top one is a sponsored one again. But these folks here did something that the other folks either didn't do or didn't do well enough, and that is go and fill out a Google business profile, which is just like a Facebook profile, but about your business. And it's available to anyone to go and do. Like I said, some people may have filled it out, but not done well enough because they're not here. And Google rewards thorough. You want to be really thorough when you're dealing with anything Google and the Google algorithm. So underneath the map pack, and just by the by, you want to be up here because this is close to the top of a search. Let me go down really fast. Boom. The first thing it does is bump stop here at the bottom of page 1. At related searches. You can do the same thing with your own computer at home. Just scroll down really fast. And you will see that it will stop there. And most people don't look at anything much below that bump stop. So you want to be as close to the top as you can be. Now, underneath the map pack are what we call the organic search results. Now, those are the ones that are wholly decided by the Google algorithm. And the algorithm is looking, like I said, for a couple of things. One of them is content. Google loves content. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is your website. I'm going to copy and paste this into this word counter. Here we go. You have 2,059 words, which is awesome. That is just incredible. I'm going to do the same here for these first folks that I found in here. That they're called Deer Park Roofing. And since I'm going to use them as your Google competitor, I'm going to do the same thing right here. They were the #1 in the organic search results. Here is their site. I'm going to paste it into one. They have 1,837 words. Now, the thing to remember is that your site is dealing with more than one subject. Theirs has only one subject. So you need to give your one subject that amount of attention. And that's what's important here, because this is what I'm going to talk to you about next. The words themselves are important, and you're going to have a lot of them because of the scope of your website. Now, keywords is what we're talking about. Keywords are what Google expects you to have on your website as a result of the industry you're in. And since you are in 1, 2, 3, 4 different industries there, you're going to have a lot of words on your website in order to make your site come to the top of any Google search, which right now it is not in the roofing part anyway. And you have a good website. It's clear you are a good roofer. You've been doing it a long time. So you need to be higher up in those Google search results. You have 1,100 keywords on your website. That is not bad. But let me show you what these folks have. And they just moved way over there. Come on, babies. Computers, you can't live with them? Can't live with them. Deer Park Roofing. There we go. That's what they're called. Now, they have 1,200 keywords on their one subject. So they have beat you by 100 keywords on one subject. You should be having, at least 4 times that amount, considering how many things you do. Now, here are their keywords for just the roofing. Roof flashing types, Cincinnati roofing companies, people like flashing, apparently. What is with all the flashing? Roof replacement, there's something different. Now, there's going to be all sorts of different things on there, like gutters. There's going to be things like TPO. There's going to be things like shake and tile and all the stuff that folks use when they're roofing. Flashing just keeps showing up, doesn't it? That is just e-ventilators. Finally, something different than flashing. I love it. So there are a lot of words in that industry that should be on your website and that Google expects you to have on your website. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you are what we call backlinks. Backlinks is where your site shows up on somebody else's site and there is a link back to your site on it. So, for instance, Yelp would have a link back to your site. And you have 261 backlinks, and Deer Park has 1,600. So in this case, they win again. And these are, the algorithm is a mathematical construct. So more is better to an algorithm, always is. And so here are their backlinks. They are on Zillow, they are on Yellow Pages, Expertise.com, Yahoo, This Old House, Super Pages, Owens Corning, because apparently they use Owens Corning product for their roofing materials. Anyway, you get the drift. Now, all of these are ranked, so not all of them have the equal amount of pull. For instance, apparently people don't go to Home Blue for their roofers or Rehold.com, no idea what those are. But they might go to Expertise.com or Yellow Pages for sure. And Angie's List is another good one that they would be listed in. It's not here because it's rated at 91. Now, these ratings are not just random. They are done as a result of the domain rating. It shows the strength of the domain based upon the backlink profile. What that means is that the backlink profile, there's a lot of sites that refer to it. So people go to it for advice. That's what that means, essentially. And your site has a domain. There we go. Yours is 3. And Deer Park is 29. And as I said, Zillow is 91, which means that a lot of people trust that site for their information. Now, here's where it all comes down to. Last month, you had 101 clicks on your website as a result of a Google search. That's down 26 from the month before. And Deer Park had 2,600. And that's with just one subject, roofing. You have 4. You should be 4 times the amount of that. And that's not hard to get to. But you're going to have to fix your keywords. You're going to have to fix your backlinks. Because all of this relates to your placement in a Google search. It's a new industry. It's called the SEO. Look it up. You can see what I'm talking about. I'm kind of giving you a very pared down version of it. just to make it somewhat palatable, because if I really went into explaining it, you would just die of boredom. But it's the way that people are competing nowadays on Google. Who uses anything other than Google to find what you need anymore? I mean, that's the bottom line. You can't ignore it as a marketplace. So you're not only competing in the physical world and the virtual world, but now in the Google world. So listen, I hope I have given you some advice that you can use for your site. One of them is get on the Google business profile. Number two is get some more keywords. And number three, get more backlinks. Backlinks are important because, Google thinks that the more people that are talking about you, the more important you are. So listen, I hope I've given you some good advice. If you would rather spend your time with heating, air, plumbing, and roofing, then maybe you want to give Eric a call and let him do what I was telling you about, because what I was telling you about is very time consuming, but in the end, very much worth it. It will literally put money in your pocket to be higher up in this Google search. So thank you so much for watching, and you have a great day.